Hello, everyone. We are gathered here today to celebrate the wonderful life of Anna Marie Brand. For those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Juan Torres, and I am the nephew of Anna. I'd like to share a few of my favorite memories I have with my auntie. My family spent Christmas Eve at Anna's home in Seattle around 10 years ago. At this time in Anna's life, she had just met Casey, and they were living together in a cute little yellow house with a gorgeous view of the city. We had planned to build gingerbread houses that Christmas Eve and just spend time together getting to know Casey, as my family had never really met him before. When my family got there, we were greeted by her dog Stanley and Casey's dog Taylor, who they loved very much, and we all loved very much. And when we got inside, Anna had out her famous platter of meat, cheese, and crackers, one of her favorite dishes and one of mine too. I can just remember how perfect that day was. The Christmas music was playing as we all built our masterpieces of gingerbread, piling on the candy and the frosting. A little later on in Anna's life, her and Casey got happily married and they had a kid together, my little cousin Jane. Jane is the sweetest little girl. Just like her mother, she has such a caring heart. And one of my most favorite memories I have with Jane and Anna is when they came down to our house in Ording one summer to spend time down at the river. Jane was around 4 at this time, and we spent that day playing in the mud, building sandcastles, and making little boats out of leaves with rock men on them. Anna was such a perfect mother for little Jane, and it breaks my heart that she won't be around to see her little girl grow up. But in the time she had with her, my auntie taught her plenty of good qualities and values Jane will take with her throughout her life. Toward the end of Anna's life, her positive attitude stuck with her. One of the last nights I got to spend with her was in the hospital. She could barely function. She couldn't speak or eat on her own or really even open her eyes. But when my dad, my sister, and I arrived that night to meet and met my mom and my grandpa and my grandma who'd been staying with her, she was able to muster a smile as we held her hand and took care of her. She was able to open her eyes and look at us all. She stayed so strong while she was suffering, and her strong will was enough to influence everyone in the room to stay strong with her. In her eyes, she was still the Auntie Anna I grew up with. She still had the most beautiful light in her eyes she's always had. The influence of Anna is still around. She has taught my mother what it means to be a strong woman and a leader. I know Jane will grow up to be a strong woman, and she will know what it is like to be a leader. She has brought our family together and closer than we have ever been. I remember when my family came over about a week after Auntie passed, and my grandma and grandpa and my mom and my dad, they just spent time laughing and sharing memories with her, and it wasn't sad. They all stayed strong and celebrated the life and celebrated the stories and cherished the memories that they had with Anna. I'd like to end it with the quote by Abraham Lincoln that Anna had up hanging in her bedroom from her house in Georgia. The quote really stuck with me, and it goes, "In the end, it's not about the years in the life, it's about the life in the years." Thank you everyone for listening, and I encourage you to try to celebrate the memories you have with her.